name's Jo.
And I'm Frances.
And we're going to do a spoon playing workshop for you. And happy anniversary to Derby Arboretum.
180 years young. Brilliant.
So go and grab some spoons from your cutlery drawer and come and join us. We'll play a little tune to start, I think.
We will.
What are we going to play, Frances?
We're going to play The Moon and the Seven Stars.
Okay, have you got your spoons there? Right, so you can sit outside if you want, pretend you're in the Arboretum.
Outside, in trees.
In the sun.
Go and find a tree to sit next to, yeah.
Okay, so the spoons that I was playing, they're just ordinary metal spoons. These actually came from an antique store, and I went in there and asked if I could try them out. I don't know what they thought I was going to do with them. However, they work really well and I use them all the time now. So these are just ordinary soup spoons. I've also got some soup spoons here that came from my kitchen, and they work pretty well as well, actually. So see what you can find. I do have some other spoons here that I often use for workshops. This is a wooden pair that have been made specially for playing. Now, a lot of wooden spoons don't work so well for playing because they're rounded here and they're flatter at the ends. So these have been made specially for making music with. Pretty good, I like those.
They sound nice outside.
And what else have we got? I've got another pair of wooden spoons that have been made specially for playing. And I don't know if you can see from there, but they have little grooves, so that when you put them back to back, you've got a little hole to put your finger through. So those, not easy to get hold of though, these, unfortunately. However, these are a bit easier to get hold of if anyone's interested. I've seen these in lots of different kitchen shops and hardware shops, and they are plastic measuring spoons. And again, I tried these out in the back of the shop. They were joined to the other measuring spoons at the time, but they do tend to be the favourites in my workshops very often. I prefer the wooden and the metal myself, but I think these are actually nicer on your fingers, and they've got quite a nice deep bowl, so you get a nice sound from them. And I think actually people like the colour as well, so yeah, they're quite nice ones to hold. The next size up also work pretty well. They're a bit more like bass spoons, and the next two sizes are a little bit big. I don't use those. These are just plastic picnic spoons. A friend gave me these. And these are actually really lovely to hold. They're very light, but they make quite a nice sound.
So you might need to go and get your picnic set out of the garage or something and use your plastic ones from there.
So see what you can find. If you get into the spoon playing and but you're finding it a bit tricky because your finger's getting sore, you can also get these great joined up ones. So there are some metal ones here and some wooden ones. They come from a company called Knock on Wood. knockonwood.co.uk. I have also had a go at making my own joined up spoons. So these are just 2 ordinary soup spoons, and I've got a bit of cork in there, so I chop the top and the bottom off the cork, put it in between and put a bit of gaffer tape around, and they actually work quite well. But they're a bit fiddly trying to get the gap the right size in between the spoons. So
Precision spoons.
I know, you have to play around with those a little bit. So, assuming you've got some spoons to play, what we're going to do is we're going to put them back to back. Some of you might have tried this before. Back to back, and the first finger is going to go in between the spoons, just past the first joint. Now let's see if I can get a bit closer. I don't know if that's any clearer. Okay, and I need a little gap between the spoons as well. So I've got first finger in between, thumb along the top, and then I've got the 3 fingers underneath. Okay. Now I am holding quite tightly so the spoons don't come apart. So if the spoons are coming apart a little bit, you might find you need to push down a little bit more with the thumb on the top, or grip a bit tighter with the fingers underneath. So have a little go at tapping on your hands and your legs. Don't hit your legs too hard. I'm holding them in my right hand, so I'm right-handed. I find it easiest holding my right hand, and I actually tend to play mostly on my left leg. So that's, for me, that's the most comfortable position. But have a go at finding the most comfortable position for you. If you're finding that the gap between the spoons is really big, or there isn't one at all, you might just need to move your hand up or down the spoons to find the right position. Okay, so it's a lot about experimenting. Okay, should we get some rhythms going? How about if you hold the spoons over your leg, put the other hand over the top, and just play in between your leg and your hand. If you want to, you can go from one leg to the other. You can tap your foot as well if you want to. How are you doing with that? You can even move around, stand up and move around if you want to. You can go double speed. Do a fast one to finish. Well done, fantastic. So how are your hands and legs doing? You might need to give your legs a bit of a rub. Yeah, don't bruise your legs, be careful. Your finger, you will feel it a little bit, that's completely normal. You do get used to it, kind of, but yeah, just take regular breaks. And you can always come back to this video later, you can watch a little bit, have a little practice and then come back to it later if you want to. So let's do some little rolls. So these are a bit like drum rolls. So what we're going to do is we're going to spread the fingers on the other hand, fingers apart, quite stiff, and then put that hand over your leg, so not touching your leg, just above your leg, and just leave it there. So it's a bit like a funny shaped ladder over your leg. Point your spoons directly at your fingers and then run down your fingers, and it's just the bottom spoon that's touching your fingers, and then you hit your leg at the bottom. So this is a point where you might want to stop the video, just have a little go at that. If it's not working, there are various things that could be going wrong. Maybe your fingers aren't stiff enough, or maybe they're moving, or maybe they're not apart enough. Or also, if you're pushing really hard with the spoons, it won't work either, so you've got to be quite gentle. You can go from your thumb as well if you want to.
Full hand technique.
Absolutely. That's a bit of a semicircle if you do that one. Or you can also go down the backs, that's more for show to be honest, and it will hurt a bit more. So, okay, So we could do a little rhythm with some rolls, couldn't we?
Good.
So I could go. So we do a roll onto one leg, a cross onto the other leg, and then up onto your hand. Try that one. Excellent. Okay, so you might need to give your fingers a bit of a wiggle and a shake after that one. Legs, how are your legs doing? Okay, are you ready for another technique? I think we'll do a little triplet. So,
These are nice. I like these ones.
this is one of my favourites actually. This is how it will go when you've practiced a little bit in your kitchen. Okay, so that's the practice version. The slow version, first beat is on the edge of your palm and then you slide off onto your leg. So you've got 2 beats. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. As you slide off, you're going to push your hand over, which means you can then play from underneath. So we've got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So you might need to practice that a little bit more, but if you're okay with that, we've got one more beat to add. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and as we play the 3, we push our hand back over and land back on our palm again, right where we started. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Great, how are you doing after that one? So that might take a little bit more time, but just keep it really slow and really use your spoons to help push your hand over. So we've got first beat there, slide off onto your leg, push your hand over as you do that, back up onto your hand for the third beat, and then again use your spoons to push your hand over to finish off. And if you want to get faster with that, keep it really low and try and keep it very relaxed, which is, I know, easy to say. You can also just keep going round like this.
Oh, look at her. She does do quite a lot of practice.
Do you know what? You could also do it across your legs. That's quite a fun one to do.
You've been practicing, haven't you?
There you go, there's a little triplet. So I think it's time to put some of these things together
We should do that thing.
to create a little routine
Yep.
to go with a tune.
And the tune is called Shove That Little Pig's Foot a Little Further in the Fire. You did hear me right, it's quite a long title. The pig's foot is not the foot of a pig. You could be mistaken for thinking that. It is actually a blacksmith's implement. It's a tool for putting pig iron into the heat of the fire. So shove that pig's foot a
I'm
little
pleased
further
about
in the
that.
fire. Yeah. Jo's a vegan and she's very happy about that. So I only choose vegan tunes when I work with Jo.
Okay, so there's 2 parts to this tune. There's an A part and a B part. So the A part, we're just going to play up and down between our leg and our hand. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So after 8, we're not going to come back and hit our hand. Yeah, so there's a little gap after 8. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and again 2. So that's just going to be our A part. We do that 4 times, okay? If you want to, if you're more advanced and you want to put that little roll at the beginning, we could do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And how does the second part of the tune go, Francis? Okay, so second part of the tune, this is the B part. We're going to do this. We'll do a little roll onto our leg, across onto the other leg, so nice and slowly, and then 3 beats in the air. So we're going to go ba 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 ba. Okay, so that's 8 times. That's the B part. If you want to, again, if you're feeling a bit more advanced, we can alternate. So that will be the first time, and then the second time, instead of the 3 beats in the air, you could go da 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 da. Okay, so instead you could do da 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 da. Yeah, da da, and then that triplet da 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 with an extra beat on the end. Okay, so the first bit like that, and the second one da 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 da. First one, second one da 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 da. So you choose which version you want to do. Shall we try the whole thing?
I think we should.
Times?
I think we should.
Okay, are you going to give us an introduction?
I'm going to give you a very short introduction, and
Okay.
it's going to go like this.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here come the bees. joining us. And if you would like to get into more spoon playing, there are some videos that I put together in June called June Spoons. And there will be a link to my Facebook page at the end of this video. So if you have a look at the videos on my Facebook page, they'll all be there, June Spoons. And thank you to Frances for joining
Great
me.
pleasure, and thank you to the crew putting it all together. Well done.
Thank you. I hope you've had a good week. Bye.